Okay, 1, 2, 3. Tests. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Checking the weather forecast, looks like a beautiful Friday. Lots of sunshine and temperatures near 70 degrees. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Magazine.
Doug Barton grew up in Manti, Utah. He had a childhood dream of owning a radio station. Most said it could not be done in a rural town, but he proved them wrong. Now owning 6 radio stations, it can be said his dream came true.
I started in the radio business when I was in junior high. I was about 14 years old and built a carrier current radio station in my basement bedroom.
It was just something that he was passionate about. And I wasn't there, of course, but I've heard him talk about it, and we've all talked about it. It's just kind of a fun little story. He's a high school kid, goes home at night, finds all the equipment that he needs, and in his basement of his parents' house, he builds this little radio station. And he's broadcasting out for several blocks around his house, and he shows up every day at the right time, and he's the DJ, and he's the engineer, and he's everything, and he's just running this little station.
Well, with my radio station in the basement of my home when I was in middle school and high school, I didn't have any revenue because I didn't sell any advertising. And so my friends, I'd coerce them into coming over and be my DJs when I had to go down and work at the sheep ranch. And we were only on the air from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'd have people tell me over at Ephraim they'd been listening to him, and I didn't know that if he could go that far or not. One day a man from the Federal Communications Commission came and knocked on the door, and he said, I've traced a broadcast sound or a wave, radio wave to here. I said, yes, he's got a little station. He says, where is it? I told him, I said, it's in the basement. So I took him down in the basement to the room, and Doug was broadcasting down there. And he just indicated you're supposed to have a license. He didn't worry much about it because it was only going to Ephraim.
I think what's great about Doug is that he's, so involved in the community. He's brought so many resources, to those small towns in central and southern Utah that they wouldn't have had.
I think it's created more of a sense of community between different cities. I think oftentimes people don't know what's going on from one community to the next, and he's been able to bridge that gap, so there's a greater sense of community for our 6-county area, which is really nice.
He's very free with his time to help in any capacity with sound that he can for different organizations.
Doug is a remarkable man in that this isn't a large city, and much of what he learned, I think he probably had to learn on his own curiosity, which drove him to the career that he has now.
He has served as the president of the Manti Miracle Pageant and as a stake president and all those kinds of church assignments. So in a small community where the biggest things in most people's lives are the college and the church and family, he's been one of the premier leaders.
In a place that is as small as this is in rural Utah and the size of a company that we have now, it shouldn't have happened. It just, all the odds were against him in so many ways. I mean, there's just not that much money out here to be able to take this kind of thing and succeed with it.
What's so fun about that to me is that here's somebody that becomes so passionate about something that he finds a way to do it when he's in high school. And then when he goes to college, he creates the first radio station for the college. And then when he transfers to another school, he takes the station and builds another station there. And then while he's working at that college teaching, everyone says, you can't move back to Sanpete County and make a radio station work. You need to stay here teaching. But he's so passionate about doing, not just teaching, but doing and being involved and engaged, that he just takes a huge risk. He moves his family back down to Sanpete County, starts a radio station, and it becomes this massive success. And it's a success because of sheer passion and force of will.
And isn't it great that you can go through life and make a living doing the thing that you love best? How much better does it get than that?
This is Doug Barton with the Morning Magazine on AM 650 KMTI.
KMTI Music Radio.
Music now with the Raycon of Singers on our morning show, Invisible Tears.
Invisible tears in my eyes, incredible pain in my heart, indestructible memories are passing in review.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing?
Hi. I'm Mike, the chicken treat boy.
Come on, give me that microphone.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to do my commercial all by myself.
All by yourself?
So don't help me.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it, Mike.
I'm the star of this show.
There's no doubt about that.
Here's the specials this week.
Okay, go ahead with the special.